weakness, so we have another hand. Gonna make this, oh, we're deep here, probably 3-4x, something like this. But to be honest, I'm not playing, you know, this kind of stacked up myself, but we definitely have to size up here. And obviously folding to a jam. Happy to just take it down right away. We ISO the recreational here with the pocket sevens. That was an all-in, so it's good to pay attention to that. Someone stacked off with ace-6 after it goes big bet. Okay, 2 pair against the set. Check raise on a turn 3 bet. Yeah, pretty nutted line. We started with a small c bet. Can also size up a bit to 40% just because our hand needs a little bit more protection. 7-6, I will just fold. Ace queen on jack 8-8. I don't mind just going for a check call. I think we have decent enough showdown value to do so. When check check, and I think I'm still gonna stay in check calling mode with my ace queen here. And yeah, staying check calling with my ace queen. And we win. Could also consider a small value bet to maybe get called by weaker a6 hands. And the 5s, I think, against a small open raise size with recreationals behind, I don't mind overcalling on the button. Unfortunately, we get a squeeze. Fairly small sizing though. And I think we actually might just have the odds to call this. 10 to win, you know, 40, 50 big blinds. First guy checks, which is very, very interesting. Our plan is just to check this back, or I guess call the forfeit the less than 10% bet, right? We need to be 6% of the time. We almost have the direct odds here to hit our set. That's just jam. Ace 10 here with a lot of dead money. The small bet. I don't mind 3-betting this. And yeah, the 5s, I think we just have to fold. This guy's gonna have 9s, 10s, jacks here, too much. And if he has a flush draw, we are at best flipping. Ace 10, I'm starting with a small c-bet on a really good board for me. We get raised, we're gonna definitely call 1 here. Checking the ace 10 here, hoping to see a check behind so we can bluff him on the river. If he continues betting, we unfortunately just have to fold. Yeah, I think we just have to fold here on this turn. If he has ace 10, ace jack, that's the best we could kind of hope for. Sure, he could just spaz off, and this line is usually overbluffed. But I think we just fold. Jack 9, probably a bit too weak to ISO, so I'm just going to overlimp this, but the 10-9 in position I think is strong enough. Nine on the turn. Now we can check or bet. I think checking, we don't really need protection. We have a very comfortable check call. The 10-9 suited here multi-way. I think I really like just checking back or just calling his small donk here. And the Jack 9 now definitely we think we go for value. You get a call. That's great. We see a 10 on the turn. We hope he continues betting. But yeah, a lot of weakness here. If I had anything, definitely bluff raise there. With our hand, I think we definitely need to raise at this point. But I'm not gonna raise too large. I don't think he has a lot of hands here. Now that he calls, he's more likely to be on a king. Check back to pocket kings. On an ace high flop. Also small c-bet would be fine. And now against pot. And now he donks again. How big is a jam here? Pair two pot size raise. Gonna raise a non-all-in sizing with a non-nutted hand there. Oh no, I was timing out there. It's a bit loose, but I think plays well multi-way, a suited hand here. Could also just be a fold. And we get a call. It's wonderful with the 10-9 there. Wondering whether jam might be better there. Or not. Ace-10 I would definitely jam. Pocket 8 I would definitely jam. I think a hand like this one to get called by a king, which is one pair hand. Given that we're more than 100 big blinds deep, I think a non-all-in size might perform better. The queen jack here I'll call against the min 3-bet. That's a pretty decent flop. Again, just gonna call here. Ace 10, king queen I would raise. 10 9 I would raise. This hand I would call, given how much the texture raise. But like his hands like ace king, aces, ace queen are not gonna fold anyway to raise. And I want to control the pot and only put the money in when I know the runner is safer. And then checking this one back here, and the queen jack, ace jack aside with a small c-bet, check would be fine too. And yeah, really bad run out for me. Not really beating anything at this point. Got him min 3-bets here, and yeah, very easy fold here against the pot size bet. It's just impossible. Like sure, we have good blockers to both, but you know, I'm not trying to make people at 5NL fold a straight after checking back the turn. Obviously, even though I would have value in this line. Sizing up here a bit because we're deeper. We take it down. Opening the pocket sixes. So I think one big difference that you can notice is that people play a lot more hands at regular tables, and this is also the main reason why I would recommend playing those stakes over, let's say, you know, playing, that's why I would recommend playing Zoom over, regular tables over Zoom. There we go. Just given how much, how much wider people play. This is not the best river to bell through. So I think on this river we can check back. We still have some shown value against ace high flush draws. And the idea is to bluff this on good runouts where you can put max pressure on queen and jack X. So we're definitely going to lose a decent amount here. But yeah, on this river we're never getting a king to fold. So I think it's better to just check back and actually have some shown value. I think this barrel though does perform quite well. Just putting pressure on, you know, his turn check X and like maybe jack 9 that he could have, and obviously all the weaker pocket pairs that are still better than pocket sixes. Against the passive player, I think it's important that we bet right away with our flush and don't check. And we raise. Now when we get raised from a passive player, I think it's important to fast play this and try to get stacks in by the river. So that's what we'll do. There's 7-8 on a good board for the big blind. I will check back and bluff after being checked to again. He's in a tank, pretty weak at this point. Maybe he's raising a queen and 8 kind of for information to check back on turns. We see a call. You could have queen 8 here for sure, but I think that call's quicker. Not gonna go do anything else other than stick to my plan of getting in the money by the river. So yeah, the 7-8 was the plan, to check back the turn and then bet on the river again. He was kind of weak, but I also don't really think he's, you know, bluff raising a draw here to then bluff on the turn with a stat of, you know, 67-4. Against those type of guys, it's your job to put in the money with strong hands. In this case, he unfortunately folded.